Hello, noble soul, and welcome back to this shift. I am Louise Marie, and I am honored to spend this time with you. Today, we're entering a topic that touches nearly every human life, one that quietly steals energy, clarity, and confidence. Overthinking. Not the poetic form of reflection that enriches the mind, but the exhausting, circular thinking that traps you instead of moving you forward. If this episode finds you at a moment when your thoughts feel heavy, crowded, or restless, then stay with me. This conversation may give you the first deep exhale you have had in a long time. Let us begin. Please keep in mind, overthinking is not a sign of intelligence. It is a sign of misplaced attention. Most people believe that overthinking means they are attentive, careful, or analytical. But overthinking is not clarity. It is a mind without direction. It feels like thinking, but it produces nothing. It creates movement without progress, noise without meaning, effort without results. Here is the truth you may recognize in yourself. You do not overthink because you lack intelligence. You overthink because your mind has no clear path to follow. When the mind has no destination, it circles around the same questions, again and again and again. Overthinking is not a failure. It is simply the absence of direction, and that is something you can change. The human mind is not designed to operate on autopilot. Left alone, it will drift toward the loudest worries, the closest fears, the most familiar doubts. In other words, a mind without leadership becomes a mind full of noise. This is why certain people seem calm, focused, steady, not because they are lucky, but because they have learned to direct their thoughts instead of serving them. Think of your mind as a powerful horse, beautiful, fast, responsive, but capable of bolting if left unguided. It does not need force, it needs direction. And direction begins with a choice. This is what matters today. This is where I place my attention. The moment you choose a direction, your mind stops wandering, and the noise begins to fall away. Overthinking feels heavy, not because the thoughts are complex, but because they are repetitive. You replay the same scenario again and again. You ask the same question again and again and again. You imagine the same outcome again and again. You fear the same possibility again and again and again and again. Can you feel how heavy it is? It is like carrying a backpack filled with identical stones. No wonder it is exhausting. Overthinking is not 1,000 thoughts. It is one thought repeated 1,000 times. Here lies the turning point. You do not need to solve every thought. You simply need to stop feeding the ones that lead nowhere. Now you may wonder, how can I redirect my mind? Here is the quiet power at the heart of this episode. Overthinking dissolves when you choose what you will think instead. Not by fighting the thoughts, not by arguing with them, not by trying to silence them, but by redirecting your attention gently, like turning your face toward the light. Choose one thought, one intention, one direction, and return to it again and again. This is not force, this is leadership. It is the same principle you learnt in the shift. What you hold in mind shapes the actions that follow, and the actions that follow shape your future. When your mind is aligned, overthinking cannot survive. It loses its fuel. It loses its grip. It loses its place in you. Now let me give you a simple exercise. Your first clear step. Please take a breath. Ask yourself, what matters most today? Not tomorrow, not next year, not 10 steps ahead. Today. Then ask yourself, what is the next smallest step I can take toward it? One answer is enough. One step is enough. Overthinking collapses the moment you reclaim the steering wheel. Thank you for spending this time with me. If today's conversation was helpful, if something in you became quieter, clearer, or stronger, you are ready for the next step. You can continue this work with me through the shift for clarity, confidence, and inner direction, or the path to achievement for higher mastery and powerful transformation, created by my mentor, Kim. Both are linked in my link tree. We are walking this journey together, and I'm honored to guide you. Until next time, breathe, observe, decide, and move forward with quiet magnificence. As for me, I shall see you on our private live calls in both programs and in the next episode of this podcast. With unwavering guidance and a steadfast heart, I am Louise Marie, your Dynamite delegate, helping you rise to meet the life you were born to live.